Hey guys, what's going on? Jimmy here, back again with another awesome video. And in today's video, we will be talking about the first 10 things to do once you get yourself the Samsung Galaxy S10. Now previously I did shoot a video talking about the first 13 settings to change, but we really went into the settings menu. We went through all the different settings on the top. We went through the menu itself, going through all of that. We also went through the camera settings and a whole bunch of things to do to make sure that the settings of your phone is correct. But there's also other things to do on your phone, and so that is where this video comes into play, because it's a whole different category. So this is the first 10 things to do on the Galaxy S10. Now the first one, we'll be talking about getting into the quick notifications panel or the quick settings by a simple pull down. So if you're right-handed, left-handed, if you have big hands or small hands, no matter what the circumstance is, and no matter what you're doing with your phone, sometimes it might be hard to go to the very top of the phone just to pull down this quick little bar to actually get into your quick settings or the notifications that you just received. So a fast and simple way of getting into this little action is by going anywhere on the screen that is empty with no icon. If you press and hold, it'll put you into this menu here. It'll show you all your different home screens that you have that you can delete or add more. You can also check out your wallpapers, themes, widgets, and the home screen settings. So what we want to do is go inside of the home screen settings. But there is one more way to get inside of this menu. Instead of pressing and holding anywhere on the screen that's empty, if you just do a simple pinch to zoom, you can also get into this menu. So let's go inside of that home screen settings, and as you scroll down, you'll see the option here that's called Quick Open Notification Panel. Now you can see here that when I swipe down, it's just going to pop up my application tray, which is one of the things I did turn on. But I wanted to get, the notifications on the very top or the quick settings, and the only way for me to do that is go to the very top, which might not be easy for everybody, or maybe you're in a circumstance where you can't get your thumb to the very top. It's going to make it super simple. When you turn this one on, the Quick Open Notification Panel, then you're able to pull this down twice or even once to get into your notifications and then all of the settings on the very top. Now the second thing to do to change when you get your Galaxy S10 is, now that you've made it super simple and easy to get to your notifications, and especially those quick settings on the top, is that you want to rearrange the settings so it fits your needs. So when you pull this down twice, you'll see the option here on the very top right hand side of those three dots. And when you click on the three dots, you can do a button order. And so now you can change the order of how these show. So you can see that mine goes from Wi-Fi to vibrate, which is showing if the sound is on or silent or vibrate. Also have the wireless power share, flashlight, and then also Bluetooth. The night mode, Dolby Atmos. So it kind of goes in order of what is important to me and what is some of the things that I might be touching and clicking and turning on and off right away. Well, location is already always on usually, so I'm always going to keep it over there. Secure folder, maybe if I'm using it at that moment in time, I don't want it to be one of those quick access, settings on the very top. So really a lot of these, once they're set, they're pretty much set. I don't need to keep going inside and all that stuff. Flashlight and Bluetooth and wireless power share, a lot of these I change almost on the daily. And so then this way you'd be able to put them in the order you want. So if you want to change it, you just press and hold and you can change where you want these to go. So if you want your Wi-Fi calling a little bit closer to the very beginning, you can also do it that way. I don't really use Wi-Fi calling, so I can also put mine to this very last page here and then bring secure folder over one more spot if I wanted to. Or if you want to set it all the way back to the very beginning, the factory reset, you can do that of this little menu here just by hitting on reset. So this is now what it looks like. And now let's say that you pull it on down. Let me move this. When you pull this on down, you can see that these are now going to be in order of which you've placed them. And that is going to be the two different menus. Now you can also do the button grid. So I really like to have mine show a lot. So instead of having the 3x3, 4x3, 5x5, or 5x3, I have mine set up right here. So you can see in the background barely how it kind of changes. So if you go to the 3x3, you can see that there's only 3 there, and then it's going to be 3 there. But again, this is referred to as the quick settings menu. So you might as well show as many as you can on one page to get to whatever you're looking for extremely quick. And then the very last one is going to be your status bar if you want to change it. Really, in terms of my notifications, I only show the 3 most recent, and then also my battery percentage. So I didn't want to use a third-party application to indicate what battery percentage is around my camera. I don't want my phone to be clunky. I don't want third-party stuff to kind of do that, access all the system things. I'd rather have it just tell me what the number is. It's actually super simple, and this is how you're able to turn it on extremely fast. Now, the next thing that you're able to turn on is going to be the trash inside of your gallery. So as you go through and you have pictures and all the things that you do, sometimes you'll go through and you'll delete an image. So maybe this was a GIF that you wanted to send off, and then you went and you deleted it. Well, it put it inside of trash. Well, maybe in the future you might see yourself that you would like to also maybe go back to that image. So when you're looking at your main page here of your albums, the pictures, things like that, well, inside of albums, let's say that we go back over here. On the top right-hand side, you have those three little dots. This is where you have the option of trash. Now, this is something that's new with the One UI, and trash is a way that when you delete images or videos, you can see I have 41 images and 5 videos sitting there. It'll actually delete itself permanently after 15 days. So maybe if in a couple days, I realize, oh shoot, I kind of need to have this image back, I'd be able to restore it back into my phone. And then this one right here, if you hit on the delete button, this one will permanently delete it. So if you're looking to either have a little trash, it's something that it's not fully gone. It's kind of like a recycling bin. You'd be able to keep that, because sometimes there's been a few times where I deleted an image, but I wanted to have it back. And so this is one of the nice ways to kind of just keep it there. You are able to empty all of it initially if you want to, but again, you can bring images back if you need it. So really one of those things to turn on is the trash inside of your gallery, and just make sure if you don't see it, so like right here, I'm actually inside of one of my folders, and that is why you're not able to see trash. So just make sure you're completely out of it. You're inside of the album view where you can see everything here. And then on the very top right-hand side, this is where you can have the settings of your gallery app, but there is that trash option to have it turned on. The next thing to do is go through your Google account and make sure that you have your Google Photos to automatically update and back up. A lot of times some people will go through different phones, or maybe they lose a phone gets trashed, lost, whatever it is, water damaged. Sometimes what they really want to have back is all of their contacts, but also their photos. And so one of the things that you are able to do is once you go inside of your Google folder here, which is just simply go inside of your application tray, you'll see the Google folder. When you first set up your phone, you put in your Gmail account, so make sure it's a Gmail that you definitely know and can remember the username and password for. But you want to go to this option here called Photos. Now inside of Photos, this is going to have everything that you took that is saved on your phone, and then it's going to automatically back up for you. So this was a screenshot I did earlier today, and then also a little bit of a video. All the different pictures I took of a really cool rainbow that happened yesterday. But on the very top right-hand side, you go to those three little dots. You want to make sure that you're showing the Gmail that you used, which is right here. Then you want to go down inside of Settings, and then you go to this backup and sync. Now inside of backup and sync, this is where you want to go through this setting right here where it says Photos. Now this one will be able to back up your photos when it's connected to the cellular data. So if you are not connected to Wi-Fi, maybe you're on a vacation, you're gone for a weekend, you're taking pictures, there's no Wi-Fi around, but you still want to have all your photos backed up, you can do it that way. Now when it comes down to the videos, you don't have to have this one toggled. You can if you want, especially if you have something unlimited or a high data rate plan, then you can turn on videos that's done through cellular as well. So how mine is set up here is that for my Jimmy's promo account, everything will be backed up at a high quality, which means free unlimited storage. You can upload all the image you want at a free rate, and it's at a very good high quality. Now, if you want it to be a regular or original image, the full resolution, then you would have to choose this option here, which I have 1 terabyte of storage left. And you can see right here, it just says 1 terabyte. And that's just because of everything I use inside of the Google ecosystem that I have so much. You might only have 15 gigs, but keep it at the high quality. It's free. You have everything going there and not going against your storage account size with your Gmail. Now, I just keep my videos off because anytime I'm connected to Wi-Fi, then my videos will back up. So when you go through everything else here, just kind of keep it the way mine is shown. So make sure your photos is on, videos is off. So this way when you are connected to Wi-Fi, then your videos will go, not taking up your data. Keep it at the high quality, which is free unlimited storage. And then just make sure that you have the correct backup account set up. And once that is all set up, then you will never lose your photos again. And you're able to access these from anywhere. You can go to any other computer, laptop, cell phone, and once you log into that account, that Gmail, then you're able to access all of your pictures. The next thing you would want to set up is very similar to your Google account for the photos, but this one is your Samsung account. Now, when you first set up your phone, it'll go through all the different setup processes to turn on and log into your Gmail and Samsung account. And if you don't have one, make sure you go through and set one up. If you did not set one up through the normal process, go inside of your settings. You'll scroll down to where it says the accounts and backup. And then underneath the accounts, just make sure you go down to your Samsung account, or you go to add account and you choose on Samsung account. So this way, when you actually have one set up, when you go through the settings and then you go down where it says biometrics and security, this is where you can do the option of find my phone. So what'll happen is that if you do have a Samsung account, you're able to find your device. You can actually have it send a last location when it gets down to a certain level. And also you can do the remote unlock. And so with the remote unlock, it's a way that you're able to change your PIN or access your device if you forget your setup of your lock screen. So have you ever had a situation where you had a family member or a friend or even yourself who don't remember their own credentials of their own phone, but if they remember their Samsung account email and password, you can remotely access into the phone? Or if somebody needs to get access of your device and you're not around your phone and they are, you'd be able to go to the website, you can log in, and again, you'd be able to give them access, and you can say, hey, there's a temporary code called 1234, and now you can get into my phone. So here I'm going to type in my credentials and go through some of the settings. So inside of here, I did put in my PIN, just so then this way I'd be able to back up my PIN, as well as I'd be able to remotely unlock my device. Now just make sure you have all of these turned on. You want to make sure that your Google services is on so it can locate your phone, remote control so you can remotely access your device if you're locked out. This one right here is a remote unlock, so it'll actually even remember your PIN and everything else for you, and it's going to send the last location. Now, if you ever do lose your phone, you just go to https://findmymobile.samsung.com. So you can easily do a fast Google search of what this one's called if you lose your Samsung phone to search for it, but it's called findmymobile.samsung.com. You can track it every 15 increments. You can unlock your phone. You can really do anything you want to. That's why it's super important to also have your Samsung account. Now, the next thing that you might want to change is putting the brightness on the very top of your phone. So for me, especially with shooting YouTube, if I have my brightness all the way up, it's a little bit harder for the camera to pick up on, and so I bring it on down to right about there. Also, in my normal day-to-day life, I do have the auto brightness that is also turned on, but I do want to have that show control on the top. So if you don't have this control right here where you want to see your brightness, what's going to happen is when you pull it down twice, then you'll be able to see the option here of this down arrow. When you click on the down arrow of that brightness, this is where you're able to turn it on. So again, what it looks like for you is if you have not turned it on yet, you can see that there's no brightness. Pull it down one more. It's actually going to be right over here. Hit the down arrow, turn it right back on, and then now you'll always have it on the very top. So this is also one of those things that I changed pretty much right away. The next thing that you would probably want to change on this phone is the horizontal and the landscape and everything else to where it'll actually stay with it on the home screen. Meaning, if you're inside of YouTube and you're watching a video, let's say that your phone is set up like this, well, if you were to hit on that home button, usually it would go right back the other way, and then you have to flip your phone, hit on a different application, and you know, it's just when you're going from application to application and you just want to keep your phone horizontal the whole time, it just makes it super simple and easy. So how you're able to turn that on is again by pressing and holding anywhere on the screen that is empty. Go back to that home screen settings, and then right up over here is where you're going to see the option of rotate to landscape mode. And this is talking about the home screen will automatically, either rotate or not rotate with you. So if you have this one turned on, it's a way that you're able to kind of keep your phone in one direction instead of going back and forth, go in between each application that you use. So the rotating the landscape is one of those things that's pretty nice. Now the next thing that you might want to do is changing the way that your application page looks. So you can see how none of these are actually in order alphabetically. There's like a G, a T, a S, but there's also like a D and I mean, it's just really not really cleaned up. It's not alphabetical, it's not sorted. So what you're able to do is on the very top right-hand side, inside of your application tray. So when you go inside of here, you can actually go into clean up pages. Now, once you clean up the pages, it's done and you're not able to revert back. So beforehand, you can see that there was probably 4 or 5 pages. So now it's cleaned up. It's not spaced out. It actually makes quite a bit of sense. The first page was actually just right here, but now it pretty much filled it all up. So I'm gonna hit on apply because I do like that. Now what you're gonna do right after that is sort them. And let's go with the alphabetical order. So now it just makes sense. You have your folders at the very beginning, and then everything else goes from A to Z, so you can find your applications super fast. The next thing to do is setting up your fingerprint reader as well as your facial recognition. Now this is also going to have a little tip and a trick with this one that not too many people know about, but it's a really fast way to unlock your phone and also give you one more little trick when you do unlock your device. So first off, in order to set this up is you want to pull down your little notifications panel so you can get inside your quick settings, click on that settings option, and you'll go underneath where it says biometrics and security. Now inside of biometrics and security, you can see that I just deleted my fingerprints just so I can show you how to set it up initially, plus also to show you this trick. I wanted to show you that there's no other fingerprints listed or set up. So you first want to hit on fingerprints. You're going to type in your credentials. And once you're in, it's asking you to scan your fingerprint. So when you set this one up, instead of only doing it with your right thumb or your right index finger, do it with actually both of your hands. So really think of it as a profile. And so if you think of it, instead of, fingerprint 1, just think of it as profile 1. So this one's actually going to be set up for Jimmy. So I rotate the phone, I'm putting it on both my right and my left thumbs. You want to set it up pretty much the same way that you would ever use your fingerprints. So here I'm doing it on a table, and when I went back and forth, so now this one's set up for my left and my right, which means that there's 8 scans for my left, 8 scans for my right thumbs, and then now I'm just going to hit on done. So I'm going to call this one Jimmy just because I know for a fact that that is my profile. So you don't really have to have one set up for the right hand and one for the left. So that means that your phone, when it scans it and it sets up a fingerprint, profile, it's scanning it 16 times. So that means that it's going through 32 scans total just to figure out which one of these scans it's going to unlock for whichever finger you use. So it's actually really simple, where when you unlock your phone, you can see, pretty much how quick it is. The other thing I do want to say is that when you go through and you try to tap it, which I tried to do there, instead of trying to go like super fast, which if it was to unlock it kind of did, but if it unlocks really fast just by a really fast little tap, it's really not that secure. But one of the things I do want to mention when you do unlock your phone is that when you actually see the spot, press down on it. So don't just, simply touch it. You actually press down, it'll unlock it. So you can actually press down for just a half second and it's going to unlock your phone. So that's going to be, oops, I went all the way too high with that one. But that is how you're able to unlock your phone super fast, is just by setting up one profile by going left and right thumb at the same time. But when you unlock your phone, press down on it, because underneath the glass is the reader. The reader is not on top of the glass, which makes sense on why you'd want to actually press down on the screen for it to unlock. Now the next thing is underneath the settings. Let's go back to biometrics and security. Let's go back to the face recognition, type in your credentials, and then this is where you can set up the face recognition. So a lot of times, most people will use face recognition only because it's way faster than using fingerprints, because usually by the time that you're looking at your phone, it's already unlocked. And so you're able to usually unlock your phone a little bit faster than using your thumbprints. And so now I'm just gonna set up my face. Let me point it right at me. Now, once your head is actually inside of that little square, then that's how it's able to wake up. And so one of the things that you do want to use with these useful features is, stay on the lock screen. So when you unlock with the face, you can stay on the lock screen until you swipe. I'm going to turn that off because I like the fact that once it looks at my face, it automatically goes into the phone without having to do a swipe. The faster recognition, it improves the speed and reduces the security, but you're already using your face anyways, so it's really not the most secure way. But if you just want your phone to unlock really fast, you might as well have that faster recognition. Lift to wake, this one's super important to turn on. This was underneath the first 13 settings to change video that I created. Lift to wake, it's a way that once your phone is lifted, it's going to awake. So in this way, it can start reading your facial recognition. And it can also brighten the screen. So I don't really need to have that option there. If it is super dark, I'll just use my fingerprint. So it's really no big deal. So these are the two settings I turn on: faster recognition and lift to wake. You just hit on OK. And so in this way, you'd be able to use your face unlock, and I don't know, you can kind of pretty much go through your face recognitions there. But because I just reset up my fingerprint, that means that any of my applications, such as Samsung Pay and Bank of America, that just means I'll have to just re-put in my original credentials and then re-put in my fingerprint for it to work. So we did the fingerprint, we did the face unlock. Now let's talk a little bit about the applications and the home screen layout. So this is the very last thing to do when you set up your phone. Is you went through some of the settings, you went through all those other things, but now you might want to have yours look the way that you want it to look. So I always have an everyday folder. Everyday folder just means it's all these applications that I use on the daily basis. You can change the color of them. You can add the words. Here's my tools. Makes it easy. I just go to one spot. There's my clock, calendar, and calculator. And if you've never really set these up from before, one of the ways that you are able to do it is, let's just say that I want to do some of the things that I use all the time. So just say we put Twitter on the home screen. And then let's just say Zedge for some reason. Now, if you ever want to make a little bit of a folder, press and hold on any of these icons, drag it on top of the other one. This one is where you can type it, let's say maybe like every day. So let's just say that this is what we want to call it. You can make it any color that you want it to. And then if you wanted to add more applications, once you put one on top of the other and it created the folder, this is where you go to add applications. So you just go through and you choose which ones you want to actually be a part of that, and you hit on add and you're basically done. So now you got this easy little folder. And again, to press and hold, this is kind of Android 101, but you press and hold and then you move your folder where you want it to go. If you want this one to also go on your home page, just swipe it over to the home page, and that's pretty much it. And that's kind of really the last thing, is setting up the way that you want it to look. And so I'm just going to remove that little folder since I don't need it. And this is how my phone is set up. So it's an easy way for me to get into my application tray, get inside of my quick settings. I've got all my main ones that I use right away. My phone is set up the way that I want it to set up. I have all my images that is stored and backed up. I can locate my phone if I ever lose it. I got my trash bin, which is also referred to as the recycling bin, and the gallery. I mean, it's just really set up the way that you want it to. And these are the first 10 things to do once you get yourself the Samsung Galaxy S10. Now, I hope that you guys have liked this video. If you guys did, please give this thing a huge thumbs up. Also, don't forget to hit on subscribe. You can subscribe right over here on the very bottom left-hand side. Share this video with your friends and family and social media sites. And other than that, I'll see you guys later.